Welcome. Let's tap into the energy and see what message wants to come out today. What can help us to thrive and not just survive. I'm thinking of when I used to work with the elderly, mentally challenged, dual diagnosed, however you want to coin it or phrase it. And, sometimes working in a clinical fashion won't achieve the results that just relating heart to heart, human to human will. And I remember one lady, let's just say her name was Sophie. Working with Sophie, she was having a moment, she was having a moment, and she was very erratic. Her behavior was, erratic. And it was like the normal protocol or the normal response to that would be a very, I don't want to say stern, firm, like a firm reaction from whoever is counseling her or, around her, assisting her. They would have like more of a professional response, but I couldn't help it. And I know I was new, I remember this was like in the early days of me working there. And I just I laughed. I couldn't help it. It was like the humor. And then I felt so bad. Like, you were not, so this is not funny. What is wrong with you? Was my reaction, to my younger self, especially at that time. New to everything. Just like, very young and new. And, but what happened surprisingly, Sophie stopped what she was doing and looked at me and had like a smile on her face, and she burst out laughing. And I was just like, okay. And after she laughed, she said, I was being silly, wasn't I? And I was, I'm not going to say yes and confirm you are silly. I was just like, you know, surprised at the whole moment. And she said, you know what? I think I'm just tired. I didn't get much sleep. I think the previous night, they let me know she was unable to sleep. She was really having some concerns, or I don't know if her levels were off or something. But she just said, I think I'm going to go lay down. And I was like, okay, you sure? Do you want anything? Can I help you? Do you want to talk? Nope, I just want to lay down. She went upstairs with her bag, because she kept her bag at all times. And she laid down and came back down a few hours later, and she was good as new. And everything, she was just, so I was just thinking how that moment could have been completely different had I had this like firm energy. Sometimes laughter or humor is a high vibration, first of all. Laughter is, I forget which number on the scale, but it's a very high vibration, and it can break you out of, feeling sad, feeling angry, focusing too hard on work. It's really a remedy. So if you can find the humor in a moment and take yourself from their ego about it, that can change a lot. So I think that's what happened with her. It broke up the energy of the room, whatever she was dealing with inside. It just broke it up. Now, I'm not going to say consistently in every situation you laugh your way out of it and that's going to heal everything. No, I'm just saying sometimes the least, it doesn't even have to just be laughter. Something that is outside the box, reaction, response, or method or approach can really turn the situation around, rather than what's been done all traditionally, what's expected. So give it a try, especially if it's not harmful, if it's not going to endanger anyone. I would say just open your mind to being helpful in a unique way. All right. So since I have the tarot in my hands, I wasn't going to start with that, but I will. Okay, Spirit, what about this message? Humor? Is it about being unique, thinking outside the box? What is this about? Mental health? Dual. Thank you. The world. course, this usually means something global, something online, closing out cycles. I'm taking this as meaning like unity or all of us, meaning like no matter who you are, if you are an elderly person or a student in elementary school, if you have a learning disability or a mental health issue, if you are a star celebrity, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're a millionaire, a billionaire, we all have the same common need, which is love, you know? So if you relate one to whoever it is from a space of heart and love, even in a professional situation, love doesn't stop just because you are on a W-2 or you're getting paid and you're here for 9 to 5, or love is always. So that's what I'm getting from this, the love approach. One to one. You to me to everyone. Love. Boom. Seven of Swords, hiding. Hiding something, avoiding something, lying or trickery, deception and cunning. But it fell on the floor. So I'm thinking that means like don't deceive yourself, or you don't have to come with a deception, self-sabotage even, of like, I have to be typical. I have to do what I was taught. I have to relate how I was trained. Be professional. Follow guidelines of with an agency or whatever workspace you're in, of course. But no agency should have in a contract that you are to forget you are human. Once you start working, you are to forget you have a heart and that the other person has a heart when you start your shift. No, it doesn't say that, but we do take that on as a society, as a culture, as a custom. Okay. Ooh, another one on the floor, my stars. And what's oh my, the devil. Spirit. Another thing down the drain. Leaving behind any, let's see, which one of these are we going to take? Toxicity, obsession, addiction, codependency. All right, I'm going to have to clarify that one. First of all, okay. Comfort is key. Let's see here. Diablo, what are you here for? In this situation, why are you showing yourself? And after the Seven of Swords, maybe to keep us from connecting to each other. Separation. I'm getting divide and conquer. Forgetting you have heart, forgetting your connection one to one is very operable for any kind of, let's say, negative force that doesn't want humanity to unite as one. Phew. Right. And what we have from the cards, dependency. And on here, the devil card does have codependency, dependency. There's something or someone you are clinging to, and it's keeping you from stepping into your light. You have everything you need to succeed, and the only approval you need is your own. Right away, as I read that, I'm thinking about how a big part of why I'm able to, it wasn't just that situation. Yes, I was young and I was new, but that was the beginning of the beast, or the beginning of me being my own person. And every job I went to, no matter where it was or what the status quo was or what managers did aside me and, what's the word? Criticize me for not being like a typical manager or a typical whatever. The main thread was I didn't depend on anyone else's opinion or what they were doing. I didn't watch anyone else. I govern myself in my own fashion. So I think that's what this is saying with that whole devil and the dependence thing, is not being influenced by others, or that kind of what is the word I'm looking for? What did they used to call it? Peer pressure. Debunk peer pressure. Debunk any kind of group mentality where you act that way, I act this way. We all brainwashed and we all do the same thing generation after generation, and the world stays stuck. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think I would like to do that. Stepping into your light is literally right here. That sentence right here. Stepping into your light. Wow. Okay. All right, I'll go back to the tarot. We had to break down the devil. Okay. I should have broke down the Seven of Swords. What did I say it was? Deception. Not being free to be yourself or something like that. Let me get one on the Seven of Swords. Oh, wrong deck. Sorry. Okay, for the Seven of Swords, Spirit. I'm going to do each one, even the world that we started with. It's a little backwards, but unorthodox. I'm not afraid of it. Okay, Seven of Swords. Thank you. Warrior spirit. Relentless commitment to challenges. Approaches life as a personal battle, here to master your forceful nature. I'm taking this as in your relentless commitment to challenges and approaches in life. Your relentless commitment, like I was saying, job after job, situation after situation, not being afraid. You know, having that warrior spirit, not being afraid to do things my way or the highway, because it's ethically sound. And I'm not going to go along with anyone that is unethical. So that's what I'm taking it as. It's all about being brave. And then the world, why you have the world here? Other than what I said. Self-doubt. Let's read. You are questioning yourself and unable to move forward. Don't let fear hold you back. You have the strength and power to see it through. Now is the time to break free from this limiting pattern. Again, I think pairing that with the world is like breaking free of limiting patterns around you that you've been trained to follow, and not even question and just do because that's what you saw. You know, you just didn't even think you had a right to question things or do anything differently. Again, as long as it's ethically sound. And what do I mean by ethically sound? Something that doesn't hurt anyone and doesn't hurt yourself and is in the name of love. And it will only help someone feel better about themselves and improve. If I seem cross-eyed, it's because I'm not used to the way this camera is positioned right now. I think I'm going to switch it back if it's not turning out right. But I just see how this goes. Okay. I'm going to get an angel message for this. So maybe you are dealing with why this message came up today. Why did Sophie, aka Sophie, come to my mind today? Maybe someone in the collective or a few people are dealing with either breaking away from patterns, not following the status quo, not doing as you were told or trained to do or think, breaking, especially in the name of doing something that you know is right. You know what I mean? Forget about group mentality when you know that it's going against your ethics, your morals, your heart. If it goes against your gut, don't do it. That's your intuition telling you red light. That's not green light. Spirit saying if someone works in an elderly home or any situation where people are vulnerable and you see something being done that's really not just unethical but harmful, you're seeing that and you're placed in that position not to keep your mouth shut but to make a change, but to ensure corrections are made, not just do a report or to management or whistleblow. Follow up and see what was done. Keep your eyes on that patient, that what you call resident, or whatever situation you're working in. Don't just leave it. Make sure that something is done. If you have to write your congressman or your senator, and then if not getting any feedback, write ABC News or whatever you have to do, you go above and beyond, because you saw it for a reason, and it wasn't for you to keep your eyes closed to it. Okay, Spirit, what's an angel message, please? Thank you. Wow. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, I'm going to put them back. It's like 6 cards, and they may all apply. I could connect the dots, but something's telling me put them back, and what's meant to come out will come out. Can I get like 2 or less for this message? Thank you. Creativity, 333. Know that you are supported in your creative endeavors. Trust in the inspiration flowing through you, for it is a sacred gift from the divine. Seeing things differently. When you are a creative person, nobody else can do what you do. Nobody else can paint what you painted, write what you wrote, think what you're thinking, imagine what you imagine. And that is also a gift from the divine. And putting you in certain situations is a gift to others, as well as a gift for you to be able to use your unique approach on how you're going to deal with the situation, how you're going to be service to the divine. People will always like go to church, and claim to be Christian, Islamic or Buddhist or whatever you claim to be. But the number one act of service to God is when he puts you in a place to make a change, to help someone, that you do it. But how many people, even empowered people that claim to be one religion or another, they will not help someone else in need. They are really quick to turn the eye, look the other way. So Most High saying, if you truly want to show that you are walking in God energy, being of God, you won't let these injustices go on. You won't be able to keep your eyes closed. You'll be his whistleblower. And with that, I will see you in the next reading.